Can we just make a blanket rule? No more remakes, rebrands, redos, and reimagining for like the next 10 years? Everything made now under the guise of repurposed is as potent and tiresome as my jokes that aren't actually jokes about my Uncle Sal. Any woman will tell you, if you're doing it right, give it a break for just a second. There is such a thing as too far, too much, and too fast. If you're under the age of 14, ask your parents. Or just Google it. Peter Pan and Wendy might be the epitome of the last 10 years of dog shirt that's filled the heads and bank accounts of talentless hacks pretending to be artists. And it's cutting both ways now for filmmakers and critics alike. Oh deal, let's just start from the top, I guess. So Disney rummaged through their vault searching for some IP they hadn't sucked all the credibility from and came up with the idea that the timeless tale of Peter Pan needed to be reprofited, redone for a new generation to enjoy. And really that's fine. It's a classic story about youthful adventure, imagination, friendship, love, overcoming difficult times, and the inevitability of growing up while still trying to hold on to your childhood innocence. It's a beautiful and universal message for children. It should and can be enjoyed across generations, but now we got a problem. Look, this movie is great if you're just hitting puberty or if you're younger. It's meant for kids, and there's a few things that don't matter to you if you're deciding which flavor Go-Gurt you're having for lunch is the most difficult decision of the day. Acting, CGI, exploratory dialogue, plot holes, identity politics, realism, none of it matters. And if you're thinking to yourself right now, well, these are the things that I looked for in a movie at that age, I give you Space Jam, Home Alone, Spy Kids, Pierce Brosnan's James Bonds, and anything that was kid-friendly with Schwarzenegger in it. Yes, they were all fantastic, but rewatch them today and you'll have what my manja cake niece calls cringe-worthy moments. So does it matter that Wendy is now the sword of the morning and taking on 3 fully grown pirates at once? Or the Lost Boys aren't all boys? Or even that Tiger Lily is, for whatever reason, the apparent leader of the Lost People? Not if you're the intended audience. It's all kids doing whatever they want in defiance of adults, having a good time with some non-believable action sequences thrown in. What many critics forget to include in their reviews is a disclaimer stating, intended for children, this is a fantasy world. So long as it works within the rules established by the movie, and in this instance, a pre-teenage Victorian-era girl is as skilled as a young Will Turner. She might be a eunuch. As a film, this movie is awful, though. The auto-generating AI that is the House of Mouse churned out another dull, dry, pointless, feckless performance. You'd find more purpose in 2 hours going to a vegan Brazilian barbecue house than watching this wretched mess. The dialogue is flatter than a Coachella girl's breasts. The story is as bland as my ex's cheddar lasagna, which is an incredible accomplishment considering Disney had an established story to pull from. Manaj and the characters are more watered down and softer than an Oprah Winfrey interview. In another bait-and-switch move, Disney called this one Peter Pan and Wendy, with the apparent focus now being about the titular female character. Peter ends up taking a side seat in what was originally his own story. So much so that it should have just been called Wendy, which, if it had been done right, could have been a far better movie than this one. Sure, this may have sparked some fan outrage, but it would have been far less than the usual of what's become typical with Hollywood writers. I'm not arguing for left this or right that, or keep my characters male and white. I just want someone to make a good movie for a change. Disney again took another incredible piece of IP and completely altered and removed every aspect that made it a good story to push their own agenda. Peter Pan was an incredible character that gave you the full range of an adolescent male character. Excitable, unpredictable, arrogant even, but loyal, determined, and incredibly humorous. This Peter Pan rendition would fit better in a Swedish serial killer drama or a punk band from the 2000s with all his brooding, whining, and self-loathing. The only bright side in this film was Jude Law's portrayal of Captain Hook, who did what he could with, let's face it, a pretty flaccid script. I mean, joy of joys, Alan Tudyk was in it, but they completely misused his talents, leaving Law to do all the heavy lifting. And can we stop with this need to give every single villain an emotional backstory? Every bad guy does not need to have a complicated past so that I'm now ambiguous in my feelings towards them, and they're now not evil, but anti-good actions? Cruella, the Wicked Witch, Maleficent, Minga, even the Joker, and now Captain Hook. All these great villains were given a backstory designed to make you feel empathetic towards them, which takes away from the majesty of their characters. The Joker may have been a great film, but part of the intrigue of his character was the shroud of mystery around him. Every story needs a good old-fashioned villain, and there aren't too many characters out there that embody this as well as Captain Hook. He was the opposite side of the coin of Peter Pan. He was just a bad guy, cunning, mischievous, brutish, terrifying at times, but ultimately flawed because he was the villain. And in these stories, good triumphs over evil. But in this version, we get some convoluted history about being best friends with the hero, getting lost, and being raised by pirates, thereby taking away some of the villainous blame off of Hook himself. Like I said, Law puts in a great performance, but there's only so much you can do when you're handed a pack of Mr. Sketch markers and asked to recreate the Sistine Chapel. This movie will be great for children, and I hope it's one that they will look back on with fond memories the way previous generations look back at the animated one. But the problem is, what was wrong with that one? We've had it for 70 years. Why was it decided all of a sudden that the next generation can't enjoy the animated version like the rest of us? The people that like to complain get too caught caught up in the big and frankly irrelevant issue of holding previous generations to today's standards. And that's a problem for filmmaking, because you get garbage like this. Why can't we enjoy previous work within the context of the era it was made? To me, if you're someone that truly cares about these types of social issues, then that sounds like a more tolerable way forward. Disney made so many significant changes to the story that why not actually put in the work and just make a brand new film? One with characters for your new audience that might actually have depth and hardships and growth, so that real people can relate to and resonate with their problems, their challenges, and their successes. Like everything else in Disney's production line, this movie is simply just boring, dull, and uninspired, which is why so many critics continue to eviscerate all of their productions, even ones that are meant for kids. Now, I didn't even want to do a video on this one, but it perfectly captures today's erroneous film and TV landscape. Disney and other major productions are more interested in pushing a message than creating anything that might actually explore these issues from different perspectives with well thought out dialogue and dynamic character. And an audience and critic base that is so fed up with this pipeline of bullshit, they'll lash out even at children's stories. Matt, what do I know? If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.